Welcome, everyone. Today, we will be speaking about the Kansas City Chiefs. Okay, the Kansas City Chiefs, they're definitely contenders, been in the Super Bowl the last 2 years. Of course, they lost last year, but that was largely due to the injuries on the O-line right before the Super Bowl. They fell behind in the game because they could not protect Patrick Mahomes against the pass rushers of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But you still got your big three. You still have Pat Mahomes. You still got Travis Kelce. And you still have Tyreek Hill. Now, you've done a lot to bolster the interior of your offensive line with Joe Thuney and Kyle Long. And you've bolstered the interior of your defensive line with Jarran Reed. Jarran Reed, very, very talented, productive defensive tackle. If you go back to the 2018 season, had 10.5 sacks the first 2 years of his career. He was primarily known in Seattle as a run stuffer. So he can stop the run, and he has improved against the pass. 22.5 sacks in his career. Very solid, not dynamic production, but solid. And he's going to be next to Chris Jones. One of the unsung heroes. I mean, everybody knows who Chris Jones is, but he doesn't get the publicity of, maybe some of his other teammates. And you still have Tyrann Mathieu, the Honey Badger, back there at free safety. This Kansas City, the Chiefs, they're getting better. They're getting better from the inside the hash marks. They understand very thoroughly that if they get better on the O-line and, they get, they, in large part, they have almost everyone coming back. They did cut both their starting offensive tackles. Whether they continue are they going to, at this point in free agency, are they just going to draft somebody? Or do they have somebody that's already on the team that they can believe that can step up and start for them? Or is there going to be a draft day trade for a veteran? That all remains to be seen. We can, you look at Trent Williams. They were close to signing him, and that deal fell through, and he went back to San Fran. But largely, as long as you have Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill, and Patrick Mahomes all playing together, the Chiefs are okay. They're in contention. I don't think anybody is going to just shut down either Kelce or Hill. I just don't see that at all. You've increased the production from your interior defensive line and offensive line, which is going to help on a lot of the inside zone reads that they like to do with the play action. And using some RPOs. The main thing is, can they replace the tackles and Sammy Watkins in the same draft? They have improved the total team, but the production of the offensive tackle position is extremely important for any offense. I don't care. I mean, most teams draft tackles before interior offensive linemen, because if you can't lock them up outside, you're going to struggle. And Sammy Watkins, now largely he had a massive impact in the playoffs last year, but a little bit of a drop in production during the season, fighting some injuries. He's battled injuries throughout his career. The key on him is, if he's healthy, and when he's healthy, he is a very, very productive player, and he can impact and make a difference for you in the game to put you over the top. Now, it's going to be hard to get a left tackle for Kansas City, but do they try to play? They've got a guard that was a doctor that, is he going to come back this year? He sat out last year to help with the coronavirus. If he comes back, do they try to have Thuney play left tackle? Maybe that's why they gave him quite the money that they did. The 5-year, $80 million deal. It remains to be seen. Teams that are constantly in contention year after year, they do things sometimes that aren't the status quo, and it works because of the talent around them. All right. They teach guys to be versatile. But other than that, the only way I really see them being able to get a productive left tackle in the draft their rookie year is to trade up in the draft. Now, this wide receiver group is loaded. I mean, loaded. The talent of the draft seems like it gets better every year. Players coming out of college, it's like in high school, they're getting it. I just think the overall talent is accelerating from high school level to the college level. People have been talking about it for years, but now you take a look at the past 5 drafts, it's really evident. So wide receiver, I don't think is a round 1 issue, but they could get a productive wide receiver in maybe the 3rd round. They do have some depth at the wide receiver spot that did get some good, solid production last year. And, Demarcus Robinson, guys like that. The left tackle spot and then both tackle spots, that's really their only concern. On a lesser note, the Chiefs brought in Taco Charlton, a productive player in a rotation. I think his thing is, can he play some situational football and come in and make a few plays? Can he apply some pressure? He hasn't had a horrible career. He just hasn't lived up to the 1st round grade that he was drafted to be. But outside of that, he's been a productive football player. Another move, Elijah McGuire. He used to play for the Jets. I watched him play for 4 years over there, and kind of better than expected player. Is he a left belt? No. Is he, a dominant running back? No. But can he come off the bench and get you 4-5 yards of carry? He could do that. Especially if Kansas City upgrades their 2 tackle positions, he could fill in and 7-8 touches a game and get you some production when you're rotating some of your players. I think that was a key move and a very interesting move, because if you were just going to go to the draft and maybe draft a running back and a wide receiver and multiple positions throughout the team, you might not be, you're not going to be able to do that and trade up in the 1st round at the same time. So being that they're getting some of these role players that can help the team get some production in a rotational type of system, that's very interesting to see what the Chiefs do in the 1st round of this draft. Now, they don't have to trade up far. There is some tackles that I believe that will be available. Darren Saw, from Virginia Tech, he's a very productive left tackle who plays with great speed, athleticism. In his lateral movement, he seals the edge very well. Or do they go like a Kadarius Toney, or they just upgrade their weaponry? That all that'll be interesting to see in the draft. Still remains to be seen. We'll probably do another video on any updates as we go along. I hope you enjoyed the show. If you liked it, please subscribe and leave a comment in the box, and big thumbs up. Thank you guys for joining, and have a great day.